So I'm simply trying to show you, the viewer, what China is like very late at night. From 8 o'clock onwards, walking around several streets. So I'm pretty much in the city centre. I've walked several miles that direction. I've got about 5.5 miles in the direction I'm walking now to get home. If there was going to be any trouble, then at this time of night is the likely time. There's a man in front of me walking in the same direction as me, walking rather slow. I'm walking very slow to stay back. He's about my build, and he's wearing a white shirt, t-shirt, exactly the same as me. Smoking and walking slowly. He's taking shelter from the rain. I'm describing someone that's in front of me, which is understandably slow, but he's starting to walk very slow now, and I'm walking very slow. Let me give you a visual. So there he is in the white shirt, just taking his time and looking back once or twice. So that also gives me an indication that maybe there's something untoward. Right, so now I'm going to put the camera on selfie, see his face when I pass. He's gone that way now. Another thing that makes me feel reasonably safe this time of night now is the fact that it's raining. And Chinese hate rain. I mean, really hate the rain. They don't like the sunshine. I call them shadow seekers because they're constantly looking for the shades. Wow. On a sunny day, they'll sit under a tree 100 meters back from the traffic lights to avoid the sunshine. And the traffic is behind them because no one can get to the traffic lights. So it's quite congested, quite amusing. So yeah, the Chinese hate the sunshine. They like the sun, but not the sunshine directly on their skin. And they really hate the rain. They often walk around with one hand. Now unless they've got really large hands or small heads, I'm not sure what good that is doing. Certainly not doing much for me now. So like, it's running down my arm. This is all in the social science to discover whether China is safe at night. Many foreigners say, oh, China is safe, oh, it's a safe country, safe country. And they always say that in their homes, on their computers, live stream or not, or walk in the streets in the daytime. I've never seen a foreigner walk in the streets and parks very late at night or early hours of the morning to show you how safe it is. Further back there, I passed the Starbucks, and I mentioned an American chap by the name of Larry. He passed away earlier this year, not of coronavirus, possibly because of a fall he had in his apartment. He died in his apartment. Several neighbours complained a few days later of a smell. So with the heat, the environment, poor Larry's body was decomposing in his apartment, and the neighbours complained about the smell. The police came and they discovered his body. Even now, at the moment, his body is still in a freezer, because his relatives haven't dealt with the situation yet. That he had some kind of Alzheimer's, and he was going downhill. So people were aware that something wasn't going right, and he lost a considerable amount of weight because he was even forgetting to eat. And yeah, anyway, eventually became so weak that he passed away. And that was several months ago. This is where he lived, just there. That was his apartment. Really, the location was fantastic for the town to get in and out. And at the moment, his apartment, as of today, this is 3.5 months later since he passed away, his apartment is still blocked off by police. And the reason for that is because a decision has still not yet been made what to do with his remains, what to do with his body, should I say, and his remains once he's buried or cremated, and what to do with his belongings. So the poor old landlord can't rent that apartment out because Larry's stuff is still there. It's just one of those complications that happens when any foreigner decides to go to another country. The chances of you having an accident and dying in that country are 50-50. No better, no worse. You can't say, oh, 10% I'll die abroad, 90% I'll die in my own country. Okay, it's not that way. 50% chance that you may die any day in any country. So, a will must or should be written. Then maybe everyone should write a will before they travel. Because the complications it causes for the living is phenomenal. Far too many young men in particular, well, Larry wasn't young, he was in his 70s, far too many say, it doesn't matter, do what you like with my body. Well, people can't do what they like with your body. The police can't, the governments can't, they can't just do what they like. Oh, just chuck it in the lake, just chuck it in the lake. So, it's very irresponsible for anyone to say, do what you like. When someone's born, there's so much paperwork to get a life registered. Well, it's the same when someone dies. It's so much paperwork to register someone who's dead. Banks have to be informed. What if they're claiming pensions? You know, what happens to your belongings? What happens to your money, if you had any? What happens to your debts? Are they passed on? What happens to your property? All these things have to be sorted. You can't just say, do what you like, do what you like. Yeah. Life isn't easy and dying isn't easy too. So, yeah, give it more consideration. As a young soldier, we had to write wills before we went into any wartime situation, any kind of battle or conflict. You have to write a will. I kind of think that everyone should write a will by law, maybe every 2 years. I don't know, just a thought. You decide. Anyway, right, now this is a very, very isolated, okay, the main road is here. There's a lake here, and I'm on a lonely, partly illuminated pathway. I've got about 5 miles to walk to get home, and I'm simply testing whether or not this social science test to see if China is safe at night. I'm out of the town and walking further out of town. There are a few gazebo type things where people can take shelter and drink their alcohol and smoke their funny wacky backy stuff, but again in most cities in China you don't see that, you don't encounter it. The only one I've ever seen is in Sanyuali in Guangzhou, where there tends to be more foreigners. There also tends to be more misbehaviour. I think that goes for any country. Right, I'm going to take shelter and have a little rest. Maybe a 20-minute rest under this Chinese gazebo to get some shelter from the rain. It's eased off a little, still very English fine rain, but not so heavy as it did become. I could start jogging, but I don't really want to get out of breath. And there are still buildings, shops and restaurants, although they're closed. There may be some staff inside, and if I'm running past them at this time of night, I might just attract unnecessary attention, or unnecessarily attract attention, whichever way you want to phrase it. Wow, 2 o'clock in the morning and the kitchen's still busy. Wow, and a busy restaurant. Ni hao. Hello. Hello. 2 o'clock in the morning and they seem quite happy. Another restaurant there. And there's quite a few restaurants along here. Early hours of the morning, people still eating and drinking. This is one of the things, one of the reasons foreigners like China. Because no matter the time or day, you can go out, excuse my hair, socialise and go home. You don't have to stay at home watching TV. You don't have to stay at home on the computer. You can go out and socialise, and it's a different kind of socialising, and they live a pretty good life. They live the kind of life that many Westerners want. Let me turn around, there we go. There's my apartment, the one with the light off. Which one's that? Aha! I'm not going to tell you. In case you find my videos offensive and want to track me down. Wow. I'm home. Chat later. If you like it, give a thumbs up. In fact, even if you don't, give us a thumbs up. If you don't watch this video, still give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Good night. You can hear the lift already, I'm sure. Now I have to make a noise, turn the light on. There's the lights on. Now, let's see. There he is! Come on, dog. What he likes to do he likes, there you go. Come on then. Wow, what a beautiful dog. Are you, eh? Come on, up, up, up. There he goes. His name is Seven. Seven, look. Say hello to the YouTubers. Hello. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Right, I need to take you out. I need to take you out for a walk, yeah?